You're always watching your finances, and we're going to take a look at what's happening ahead of the opening with the stock market this morning. President and CEO of Great Lakes Credit Union, David Seeger, joins us now live with our Money Monday segment. We're going to be talking about just how much debt is too much, but of course we're going to begin as we normally do with what's happening with stocks ahead of this morning's opening.
We sure will, Angie. And the Dow right now looks like is opening up negative 33, S&P negative 4.25, and NASDAQ down negative 1.20.
Okay.
So,
are those numbers different?
Yes, they are. Slightly different from the first hour.
Okay, so they even change moment to moment up to, okay.
Almost
so we actually, you said that last week it had a little bit to do with what we were seeing with Greece and that things were positive on that front.
Resolution there is exactly so.
All right, well, debt is certainly something that Greece is familiar with, and a lot of folks at home probably familiar with as well. What are one of the ways that we can figure out whether or not we have too much that we've taken on?
Okay, there's good debt and bad debt.
Okay.
Good debt is like mortgages, something you can, when you have something to show for it when you're done.
Okay.
A car loan, things like that.
So clothes?
Clothes, not necessarily. But bad debt is the credit card type of debt. So unsecured debt more specifically. So now how do you know if you're in too much debt? Well, the average household has about $15,000 in consumer loan debt, specifically the credit card debt. But at any rate, this is how you would figure if you're in too much. First of all, take all of your credit card balances, add them up, then divide that by your annual household income.
Okay.
And that ratio should be 20% or below. Now, majority of the American public are above that ratio, about 28, 29%. So that's why people are struggling. One of the reasons people are struggling. But that's how you can tell if you're getting too much. Anything below 20%, according to Consumer Federation of America, is a manageable number. Okay. Above that, when you have problems.
All right.
So how do you get out of it?
Right.
Here's the problems. Here's the solutions, rather. Okay. Snowball approach. This is when you look at all your credit card debts, and then you pick a credit card and say, okay, you know what, here's a small one, I'm going to work to pay that down. I'm going to pay extra on it to pay that down. So you eliminate the smaller ones, celebrate the victory, then move on to the next one. So
not even if one of those bigger accounts has a higher interest rate?
That's the other approach, the avalanche approach.
Okay.
And this is when you attack the higher interest rate first, and you pay that down, and then you go on to the next one.
What do you recommend?
The avalanche.
Okay.
But a lot of people are kind of emotionally dependent on these type of things as well. So snowball approach will give you that small victory that might propel you to move onward as well.
So it kind of depends on what kind of a person you are.
Exactly, because a lot of this is based upon emotion.
And a lot of things don't work the same as they do for certain people. They might work better for others. So it's glad that you gave us two.
Snowball or avalanche.
All right, thanks so much, David.